What is the best way to get cash out of your house during the COVID-19 pandemic? I'm Robbie Breaux with Robbie Breaux and team at eXp Realty, and unfortunately a lot of people right now are in a position where they need to pull some equity out of their home in order to get them through this crisis. Things are really tough right now and people are losing their jobs, and you've got to get equity out of your house. So you're wondering, what's the best way to get equity out just to get us through? I want to talk you through 3 options that you've got and the pros and cons of each one. First, refinance your home. Number 2, get a line of credit. Or 3, sell the property. And I want to talk you through the pros and cons of each. Generally speaking, I'm getting a lot of questions about should I refinance, and the answer is let's check your rate and let us know what your current interest rate is, and that way we can tell you if it makes sense. If you're trying to save money but you don't need cash, there's a possibility that it still makes sense because interest rates are at historic lows. But if you need the cash, you're probably not as worried about what the rate is as long as it's reasonable. You just need the cash, right? So here's the first option, line of credit. These are going to be typically through your bank or local credit union, and a line of credit or HELOC is great because you only pay for the money that you pull out. So your house, you say you've got $100,000 worth of equity and they lend you $70,000, $80,000. You take it out as you please. So if you only need 10 to 20, you only pay interest on the 10 to 20. Whatever that is, it's flexible. It's kind of like a credit card, but with a really low rate. So really low meaning right now is probably about 5-ish%. And the challenge of those interest rates is a little higher if you have a job, good job history, or you've got bad credit, bad job situation. That's gonna be a little bit tougher for you to be able to accomplish. Cash out refis have the same limitations. Credit's probably got to be 620 or above. You've got to have a job to be able to pay for those payments that are of the money that you're pulling out. So as long as you've got that cash out refi, will get you the money at a much lower interest rate than you're at right now. So if you're going to be using the money long term, and it's an incredible time to pull cash out because the rates are super cheap right now. And you're going to get that fixed interest rate, mid 3s, high 3s right now, and that's going to stick with you for the next 30 years. Or as long as you keep the loan. So better interest rates, same limitations, and the one difference is you're gonna pull all the money out at one time. So if you got 30, 40 grand worth of equity, it makes sense to do a full-blown refi, pull the money out, get it at the cheaper rate. You've got tons of equity. You may need a little bit of it, but that line of credit may make more sense. The last option is sell your home. Now, if you didn't plan on selling your home, you had no interest in doing that, but now you're forced to, it's a difficult situation. But the good news is you probably have some equity. Let us know what your address is, what kind of home you own, type of property, some of the repairs that have been done. We could pull some comparable sales in the area and let you know what we think it'll sell for in this market. Of course, the con is that you've got to move out of your current house. So the pro of selling it, of course, there's no interest. You get all the cash up front. You're not borrowing it, it's your money. We love home ownership, of course, but in the short term, that may not be a bad solution. So if this is something you're considering, let us know sooner than later. The market's changing every day. Could be a little bit harder to sell your house in 4 months than it is right now. I don't know. I hope not, but I think we're gonna be seeing sales begin to pick up once this stay-at-home order is lifted completely. I think the government's really focusing on making small business owners and making it happen to make sure that we get back to normal sooner than later. And we can walk you through the process and give you information you need to make an informed decision. So those are our options. It gives you the pros and cons of each. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of clarity and hope, and knowing that you've got some options. Let us know if you have any questions about any one of those and what happens to be the best fit for you and your family. We're here for you. Shoot me a message, either here direct on Facebook or shoot me a text, 337-658-5690. Stay safe, everyone.